Hey!
Hey!
We're the Inwits.
Robin and Jack.
Robin and Jack.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Inwits, here we are again for our second
That's
last
right.
episode of the season.
No, it's not.
Next week's the finale.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, next week is it.
I didn't look at that. I thought there was one more episode.
Nah,
at least
nah,
before
next
the
week
finale.
we're done.
Jeez, they can't get
I
time these
know.
days. It's only been 12 episodes.
Yes.
13 episodes.
Well,
then.
let's say this, yeah, so 14.
See, I'm usually used to 14 and 15 episodes.
Well, this would be, yeah, but this will be a double. Like, yeah, we've had,
Yeah, but I know, but the last half hour is going to be the reunion.
no, 15 minutes reunion nowadays.
Yeah, I suppose. Anyway. The good old days of the
I
hour.
know, the hour-long reunion, another person winning a mill or 100,000 or a car.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
it.
they're long gone.
They are long gone, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, I suppose we should go at the top. I
Yeah,
guess
sure.
this episode is the Rick episode.
Well, it's almost like last week was the
The
Rick
Rick
episode,
episode,
and
and
this
Rick-
week is the Rick episode.
Yeah.
Give him the million.
Well,
How can he not? He's pretty much a shoo-in, isn't he?
well, that's right. Look, after but we'll start from the top. I thought Gavin spoke well after the last tribal. He was like, get rid of
Yeah.
Rick. Rick's a big danger, but he was, explaining what his thought patterns was. And I think he had a pretty good idea. I thought Rick's lie about the idol was really good.
Brilliant.
Oh, no, I didn't find it here. It was given to me. I was like, yes, good lie.
Yes, great. Lauren but Lauren's already found one, but she doesn't want to give up her information
Exactly.
that she has an idol.
Yeah.
So, but has to try and get it out of Rick, and Devon still plays that
I
well.
know, right? But good. The other thing I was going to say is good on Lauren for, figuring out, he's lying.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know she's got the only idol on the island.
Exactly,
so
but she knows she's found one,
Exactly.
and that they are available to be found.
that's right. So good on Lauren for trying to do something about
But
that.
didn't
right?
do enough.
No,
Like
no.
she could have given up her,
Yeah.
like in this situation where it is so important to get rid of a Rick.
I know.
Your information about hiding your idol, maybe you need to open that up to kind of make sure other people don't believe his lie. I don't know.
I think she did. She tried to walk the middle ground. It's the
She
only way to
did,
do it.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
trying to say, look, he's lying. He's out there looking for him.
Yeah, I don't
and I think
know.
it worked because
Yeah.
look, they all went out with him, right? But the other great thing about Rick's play here was he found the idol. Did he stop looking?
No.
No. In fact, he used it as an opportunity to try and exhaust the others. I
Yeah.
thought that was an excellent.
It's
game
like, but they go to bed that night
Yeah,
after
yeah,
tribal.
yeah.
And obviously things run through your mind. Rick's up at 4 or something. 4 in the morning, and he starts looking. He's out there looking, and
he is playing hard.
And then because he knows if I don't find an idol, they're all
He's
asleep.
gone.
This is a chance. I know I'm not going to probably find it, but at least I'm trying.
Kind of a bit of a different contrast between Joe painting and Rick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the attitude.
Exactly,
Just
the
in
attitude.
You know,
'Cause he knows where he sits. He's
Exactly.
very aware of where he sits. Everyone has made it clear where he sits.
Yeah.
On countless occasions, and he gets up, sun's not up, he's out there, and you saw when the sun had finally come up, he looked exhausted.
I know.
He was so tired because he'd probably been wandering the jungle for 3 hours already on like 1 hour sleep.
Exactly, but this is Rick, he said, I've got to work for this.
Yeah.
That was the words out of his
And
mouth.
then
"I've
he
got to
found
work for
it,
this."
kept it to himself, and then the other people were like, oh, we better stay track. It's too late, he's already got the
exactly.
idol.
That's
But
right.
the beauty of it is that he just, he said, wearing them out, this is so much fun, it's giving me more energy. And he got more and more energy from racing off somewhere and making them all flustered and confused and chasing him and trying to keep up with him.
Exactly.
And he's laying behind a log or in a
That's
tree.
right. And is it any surprise he won the immunity after that?
No, he just...
That's right. He's on a high. They're all on a low because they've just been slogging through this whole ordeal. Now they've all to chase him through the dark jungle, looking for this mythical idol.
Yeah.
It's just exhausting. I thought it was great. Fantastic gameplay.
It was really Rick just gets stronger and stronger.
He does.
He only has the one flaw we talk about.
Yeah.
On the wrong side of the road this time.
That's right.
He's shaping up to be a really, really strong player.
Yeah, he is. I'm really surprised.
He's such...
Considering, let's put it this way. Week 1 of the merge, week 2 of the merge, compare Rick's detonation, the Rick that detonated, to the Rick now.
Yeah.
The Rick, if you took this Rick back there then, he wouldn't be detonating. He'd be he'd be saying to War Dog, I'll play with you guys. Yeah. And he'd be trying to figure his own game out.
Yeah, give him another season and watch him excel again.
Exactly.
He is just learnt to play this game so well, and he's gone on a journey. Like, he's been on a tribe that's been decimated.
Yep.
So, like you always say, it's good to get those tribals out early. Aubrey said that as well. I want to get to tribal. He did that. Unfortunately, he was on the wrong side of the numbers. But strangely enough, the twist of fate brought him back into the game, which never happens.
That's right.
And he learned how to play when he came back in. Yes, he was still learning. He was still trying to work out his lines. He still kept falling on the wrong side of things. But he kept evolving and learning and playing hard. And
look, he's learning in the hardest school there is, from the bottom.
Yeah,
from the bottom. If you can play from the bottom in Survivor, you're a good player.
Yeah, and you know, and there's playing from the bottom, but then there's playing from the bottom. Devons, Callie Wentworth.
Oh, exactly. They're proactive about it. They go out and they go, okay, I'm not going to just go
or a Tony where everyone is against you.
Exactly.
Like there is people who are on the bottom, but there are people who are forced on the bottom because everyone knows they are shoo-in, and they're like those playing from the bottom and to keep fighting through.
Oh, magic when you see it happen.
Oh, it's so good.
Right? But it does show you how powerful. I don't know if you'd call it confidence, but you know that ability to keep fighting.
Yeah,
can be in people.
and let's hope, because
and it shows you how at times, like, I'm sure there are times when Rick just sits there and goes, "This is too hard." I'm sure of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure of it. But he's got to get over that. But look, it does pay off.
But maybe it's also like when you're hot, you're hot. He's on a bit of a run.
But he's making his luck.
He is, yeah. He's
right, he's 100% working 100% of the time to get that luck.
But then, like, you go back a little while ago when they wanted him out, and he won 2 back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Didn't really have an idol in his pocket then. No. He won some clutch immunities.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's winning clutch immunities while having an idol. Like, this is...
It's fantastic to watch.
Yeah, it's really,
This is, I guess what I mean is, like, this episode... When I said this is Rick's episode, you're right. Last week was pretty much Rick's episode.
I'm guessing last week, this week, and next week are Rick episodes. Like, I can't see much else.
I think in this episode, Rick sort of really came of age as a player. Because he's played really hard and he's played really well in this episode.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he played very well last episode.
He did, but this time he played out of the gate. You know, this is just this is a great episode to watch a player actually take control. This
is. And you can't compare the two because Rick is a hero.
Yeah, he's playing from the bottom, the underdog.
He is going to be, if season 40, which we don't think it is, but if season 40 was another heroes versus villains, Rick is a shoo-in for hero.
Absolutely.
He's a shoo-in for hero. Yeah. But what he's doing is so Russell Hantz-esque about getting up and finding the idol once he's played the idol.
Well, it goes back. Remember Ben when Ben would get up in the dark every time.
Get up and go for it.
And I thought, the only reason Chrissy and I think it was Ryan in the Desmond or whatever.
Because Ben outworked them.
Well, he outworked them, and one of the people in the jury actually said, "Well, how did he get 6 idols?" Yeah. And they had no comeback because all they had to do was get it once, and he was gone, and they never managed to stop him in 6 tribals. That's on you.
And this is it. It's like that's the fact that he went to sleep and you see him getting up in the middle of the night going looking. And you see him looking until they haven't even woken up and he's exhausted looking. Yeah. Then he finds it.
Well, the other thing is, let's look at Aurora here, right? In contrast, right? She's just so sanguine about, like she says in her 1-to-1 on camera, I know I'm on the bottom of the 4, but I'm going to vote with the numbers.
Aurora...
Why would if it's down to 6 people and you know the 3 you're working with are going to get rid of you, why wouldn't you flip?
Aurora is a product of just sheer luck still being in this game. Like there's no need for her to be in the. She's not anymore. But she's had opportunities and she was on the bottom and she asked for them to save her. She should have been flipping that time she was standing there with the thing on her head. She should have been going over the other tribe. Absolutely. She never did. No. She never once moved. No. I don't know why. I'm not sure what it is about her game strategy that she kept her there. But look, the one credit I will give for Aurora is owning her upfront game style in the sense that I'm looking through your bag, I did it. And
I'll give it that.
That's it's not much. And then to say, we are after Rick. She's vocal.
She is a good competitor
in challenges. She's a good challenge beast. She did really well.
She is really close. She nearly won that one, right? Like if Rick hadn't won, I think she would have.
If it wasn't a puzzle, if it was just all physical, she'd win.
Yeah, but I mean, even on the puzzle, she was close. She was close, right? And Rick, if he hadn't have done it then, I think 10 more seconds, she would have been on it.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, so I don't know. Aurora's just strange. She's so passive when it comes to the voting issues, and that's where the game is played.
But so aggressive when it comes to Rick still being in the game. When
I
someone
know.
when someone who shouldn't is going to, it's such a weird.
It's almost like she sat there and thought, I've got to go with these three because I can't go with Rick. Yes, you can. You can go. And Rick said it even in the trial. He said, Aurora's the only one that won't talk to me.
Yeah.
Meaning even the others will talk to him. Aurora just won't.
It's
strange.
She's played a very odd game.
Yeah.
But she did align herself with Joe, and Joe painted his way to extinction.
Yeah. What do you think of Gavin's choice for the reward? Would you have taken Aurora instead of one of the others?
No.
No, neither would I. I was thinking about it for a second. I thought, but there's nothing to be gained.
There's no actual gain taking Aurora. You've got a pretty solid 3. Aurora has proven time and time again that regardless, wherever she sits on the bottom, she still votes with the numbers. Direct quote from her: "I'm going to vote with the numbers."
She said it earlier in the game. I forget what
she said that almost pre-merge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's how she's played the game, and that's how she'll always seem to play the game.
Yeah.
And and it's at this time of day. It's like, and if you can't, and strangely enough, if you couldn't get Aurora, you could get Julie in.
Oh,
and Lauren said, I've got a really good relationship with Julie.
That's right.
Easy. So Aurora was always expendable. I don't think that late in the game and this.
But they've pretty much nailed their 3, and they've put their colours up for everybody to see.
Yeah,
haven't they? They've pretty much going, we're the 3, you guys are out.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I find Aurora's thing so strange. It's like, well, why would you go with them? Why wouldn't you go to Rick and Julie and go, look, let's make it a tie and at least go to Rocks or something like that. They've got nothing to lose by doing that. It's a 50-50 chance on the other 3. Maybe you crack them.
Yeah. It comes down to this whole season, sole focus on something other than the whole game. Sole focus on returnees.
Good point.
Now it's just this sole focus on Rick that they're so blinded by. We need to get Rick out. Well, you can't get Rick out. You just can't. So why can't you use him and work with him?
That's right.
And if an opportunity arises by aligning yourself, it's oh my God, it's that quote. It's the most famous quote of all time of sort of like warish sort of stuff. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. If Rick is an enemy and you can't get him out, befriend him, use him, get him into
Rick even said that last episode in the tribal. I'm a number that can be used.
Yeah.
But nobody's using me.
Yeah, you're all so hell-bent on getting me out. Why don't you just, for 1 second, stop thinking about getting me out, think about getting me out to 2 tribals down the track, and put yourself in a strategy that can, those 3 are tight. Let's get rid of a Gavin. Let's get rid of a Victoria or a
The other thing is, if you talk to him and maybe he starts to think that he's in a good position, maybe he doesn't work it as hard. Maybe he doesn't go out and look for an idol. Maybe he gets something later in the day.
That's what I said last week. You're giving him no choice. You're putting him on this pedestal.
That's right. You are making him work this hard.
You are making him look amazing to the jury.
Oh, yeah.
You're making him work harder. But if you brought him in to this false sense of security that we're going to split them up, then he's going to be wishy-washy.
Remember what it was like when Ron gave him the idol? He was really grateful. He even believed it, but he tested it in the end.
He tested it. He did test it, but
he actually believed it. He was like, "Yeah, Ron's given me this idol. He said it in his one-to-one camera." Yeah. So he can be tricked into letting his guard down. But at the moment, with everybody going, "No, we got to get rid of you," he realizes he can't, and that's why he's working hard.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they're just digging their own grave.
Absolutely.
Rick will, if Rick had the idol, but he had a bit of an alliance, he's going to go, should I play? He's going to have that mindset of, do I play my idol tonight or do I trust?
Exactly. Exactly.
There becomes a division in his brain.
That's right.
There is no division.
No,
he knows it's him or he's safe. It's him or he gets himself safe. Like, that's it. He wins immunity or he plays his idol. That's it. You've given him no other options. And it's foolish.
It is. It's really bad. It's bad gameplay on the rest of their part.
But it's making him look amazing.
Well, that's the other thing. Let's get to the tribal, right? Everybody, except for Rick, right? Everybody basically told the jury, and I could not believe this, everybody said Rick is the great player and he's the player to beat. Everybody built him up.
They've been doing
Everybody.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, why doesn't one of you sit there and go, well, Rick isn't playing such a great game? Because if he was, he would have a better social game.
Yeah.
Point out his flaws. Don't build up his strengths.
He'd have alliances happening.
Right. But then he goes and pulls off the next move, which is he pulls it out pre-vote and goes, I'm going to play this for Julie, which I thought was a brilliant move.
Yeah, this was an interesting move that I'm like, because he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He didn't need to. He was a shoe-in for this week and a shoe-in for next week. Didn't need to.
Didn't need to.
What he has done is he will play it next week, regardless.
Yeah,
if he doesn't win an idol, if he doesn't win immunity, he's playing an idol, regardless.
Of course he is.
So them knowing, what's the difference?
Yeah.
What it does do is now
push the pressure on them.
Yeah.
And this is
force them into a corner.
This is a great move in front of the jury, right? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself when he pulled it out, I thought, this is a great move. You've just put the pressure on them, right? And I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't it even be better if he didn't play it? Right?
Yeah, well, that was he wasn't going to.
Right, no, but that's what I mean. I was seeing that, and then he didn't play it. And I thought, it can only get, the only way this can get better is if he actually makes them vote one of themselves out.
But exactly. That's what he had to do.
And what I mean is, this is all happening in front of the jury. The jury have seen all these people sit there and say, Rick's a great player. He's the player to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Then he pulls off this amazing move of pulling out an idol, not playing it, still getting the descent their own home. And it's a perfect roll.
That's the thing. Like, it didn't... Playing it would have been foolish. If he played it for Julia, idiotic.
If he hadn't have played and they still voted Julie, then it's, right? It's a mutt. It's a move, right?
That's the gamble he's taken. He's like, I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to cause a bit of confusion. I'm going to put the pressure on them. I'm going to make them think about their decisions.
But that won him $1 million. That tribal right there. If he hadn't have had the
I was going to say, if he hasn't already proven he should have $1 million.
But what I mean is, that's $1 million move. That was $1 million play.
He's gone back to back really strong with his tribe. Like last week.
But playing out an idol, I'm going to play this for Julie. They're not playing it so you can keep it for next week. Then getting them to send out one of their own. That's $1 million move. Yeah. Everybody on that tribal is going to be... everybody on that jury. On Extinction that night, guess what they're talking about? The amazing move they've
And Aurora's sitting there going, I can't believe my team fell for that. But you know why?
Because you're a safety valve. You're the safe vote.
That's the thing she hasn't realised.
Yeah.
If you take Aurora out of the equation and it was those three and just those two... Things might have been different. They might have taken a bit more of a punt on sticking together.
Exactly.
Aurora has always been expendable.
Exactly.
On the off chance that Rick will do this and not vote Aurora and vote me or any of these other... Like, if it's going to be me, like, Lauren doesn't want to play her idol. But the safe bet is, look, if he's going to go for Aurora, we're all in on Aurora. But if he's not, the two of them are going for... myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I want 3 on Aurora. Because Aurora has been expendable. Aurora, it's not that they believed him. It was a pretty...
No, it's... well, whether they believed it or not, they ended up realising the safest thing to do was vote Aurora. Because then there's 3 votes on Aurora.
Yeah.
She's going home.
Regardless.
I'm not going home.
And we don't run the risk of him actually playing it. We don't... Like,
exactly.
Because him playing it, you think about it, he was never going to play it. It was a foolish thing to play. Like, because... He's going home the next week, or he has to hustle again.
This is what I think. I don't think he was ever going to play it, right? Because because he played it super cool.
Oh yeah,
he was great at that. But I don't think he was ever going to play it. But if he wanted to, if he had depending on how the trouble turned out, right? Let's say he had have played it, Rick would have just hustled up and gone and got another one.
He would have, but is it worth the risk?
Oh no,
to hustle again.
No, but the thing was, all he had was Julie.
Yes.
He never had Aurora.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Gavin.
And he also doesn't have...
So there's no need to save her, because he has to hustle anyway.
Yeah, and he also doesn't actually have Julie. Julie's there because Rick's won immunity, I'm the next vote.
Exactly.
I need to talk to Rick.
That's right.
Rick and Julie, literally last tribal, Rick went, you two made me
Julie's been trying to get rid of Rick for a long time anyway.
So that's the thing, like Rick playing it for Julie doesn't make any sense, but putting the doubt that he could play it and making them just play the safe vote makes it easy. Like I said, now it comes to when the returnee comes back in, potentially 3 versus 3.
Well, the other good thing about it here is, let's just say for the sake of argument that he does win immunity next week, or let's say Julie wins, right? He can sit there and say to them, well, Julie's got immunity or I've got immunity. If that happens, well, I'm going to be playing my idol tonight. You know that because it's the last time I can play it, right? I'm playing it for Julie. Yeah. That leaves them picking between themselves. Yeah. You know?
He's in. But it won't. Well, we're going to 6. You can.
you want to take Julie.
Can't you play it at 4, or you can only play it at 5?
Oh, can you? No. I think you can play it at 5, but not 4.
Okay.
Right. But what I mean is, you can't. What was the last one? 6. No, that was 6.
Yeah,
So
that was
it'll be
6.
next week. And Lauren has to play hers at this stage anyway.
Yeah.
So it really just leaves it between Victoria and Gavin, but they don't know this.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, look, I just thought it was. I couldn't believe the jury boosting Rick up like they did. It was like an advertising campaign.
And, well, it has been. It has been. For
but what I
weeks
mean
now.
is,
it just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
But the jury, the players themselves were beating him up to the. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah. That's what I said. Like last week.
It was almost like they were on the campaign trail for him.
They've been like that for a while.
Give him $1 million.
Yeah, they've been like that, and they just keep doing it. And you can't. They are now in a point where. Because this was that was what I raised last week. They're building up Rick. They're making Rick more powerful than he is.
Absolutely.
And if they didn't do it last week, they've done it again this week.
Exactly.
It's like, I think it's been 3 weeks in a row that everyone else has just been crazy on this Rick bandwagon. We got to get rid of him, making him look amazing. You can't get out of that now.
No.
There is no way they can reverse the damage they have done to the jury. No. It's too late for that.
That move with them. The last 2 weeks have cemented Rick in the jury's mind as number 1.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah,
I'd be surprised if Rick makes it to the 3. I'd be surprised if anybody else got a vote.
Yeah, this might be the first one that I remember when no one else got a vote.
Yeah, except for Reem. Reem will just vote bitterly because.
Well, I'm hoping Reem's not on the jury.
I hope she doesn't get a vote. The first player out shouldn't get a vote.
No,
simple as that.
Yeah, I'm hoping there is, which we'll find out next week. But yeah, I'm hoping.
Oh well,
I'm hoping the jury
is. You find out. But do you have any idea when they're going to bring the returns?
I think it has to be first thing. It has to be the first thing we see.
Or it could be fire.
No, I think there's going to be a challenge.
I think there'll be a challenge. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know when they're bringing them in.
No, I think it's going to be the very first. The first thing of the episode will be the returnees coming back, and the one getting in, because it will be one. They did state that at the end of the episode.
I just hope it's not. I really do hope that it's not Reem. Not because
I don't think it could be. She's just not strong enough. Like the amount of people. Like I mean,
I think
you've got a Joe. You've got an Aurora.
Right?
You've got an Aubrey who wants to get back. You've got people with fight. Reem doesn't have the skills.
Oh no. The only reason is because she was voted out in the first trial.
Yeah.
What I mean is like throwing her in there would be pointless.
It just gives another reason to give Rick a million.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's really hard to.
It's not a contender you're throwing into the mix.
It's hard to see him not it's hard to see him not make. There is a chance he won't make it to the end.
Look,
I just can't see it happening. That's right. Yeah, I see him winning another challenge.
But the thing is, if he makes it to 4 and he's got the idol to play next week at 5, but they are bringing. Well, actually, is next week a 6 then?
Next week will be next week's everything. So the first thing will be a 6.
The first thing will be a 6 again.
I'd assume so. Yeah.
Which means that
3v3.
He would. The thing is, he needs to win one more. Then he only needs to win one more immunity, right? Because to make sure he makes it through to the 4.
Yeah.
Then he goes to fire. Right.
Yeah. Because then if you win the 4th immunity, you take who you want to 2, and the other 2 go to fire.
That's right.
Yeah. So he needs to get through one more vote.
Yep.
And it's.
Well, he only needs one more immunity.
Depending on who comes, and I've been campaigning for Joe this whole time.
I don't think he would survive in the current situation, though.
I know, but
I don't think any of them will.
As much as I love Joe, I don't want anyone else other than Rick to win. Rick has proven it. I just can't.
I don't know. Look, I'd be happy if Rick won. Don't get me wrong, right? But I don't want him to win. I want to win whoever. I think at this stage he is the best player in the game.
Who else do you want to win? There is no one I can.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I don't think any of the returnees, right, have really played well enough for me to sit there and go, they should win or they should deserve to get back in.
But it's just so the edit just shows it's a Rick show. As much as Lauren has, I think Lauren, Gavin, and Victoria, they've in a regular season, in a different season without returnees.
They're still just going to be average.
Well, you never know. It's just. I just think Rick is shining so much.
But only because they're making him.
Oh, yeah, I know. I said this last week.
But I think there is still a case to be made that somebody could come back into this game and turn the game on its head, right?
There is.
Because, I still go back to Car Wrong, right, where Michelle turned it on for the last 3 episodes and actually turned the season around from a fairly boring season, from a flat season into an exciting season. So a player can develop in that. It's very rare.
Well, that's what Rick has been to me in this season. Not that this season has been flat. That season was so flat.
I know.
Michelle really.
Well, 3 medical evacuations.
Oh, that season was. Right. This season hasn't been flat per se. No. And it's been boosted for me because of returnees. The returnees have boosted my enjoyment of the season more than I possibly would have.
You know what it is, though? For me, it's not been flat, but what it has been is it probably goes back to this whole returnee focus, right? It's been very focused season. It's always about get rid of the returnees.
It's been very predictable. It hasn't been flat, just predictable. Like a flat season, like that season, you and I were like, man, I don't know if I'll watch Survivor again. Like we were struggling through that season. That was really rough. I'm like, oh my God, this is my favorite show. And this is what I'm watching. What the hell's happening? And then the last 3 weeks turned it on for me. But you know, we haven't really seen much exciting tribal cancels. Rick has just gone back-to-back flawless moves in tribal cancels.
But again, it's because of his immunity, not because of his game.
His game?
His game is like his social game is rubbish.
See, now, because you and I, his social game, as far as alliances goes, is rubbish. His personality is friendly and sociable, which is a threat.
That's a threat, but I'm just saying.
But his social alliances, I agree.
I think his strategic play is fairly average, right? Despite what I've just seen, right? And the reason I just say that is because at the moment they're forcing him in the position where he just needs idols and he needs immunities. Yeah, that's his game.
Yeah. However, he has played those idols. He's forced Rick's hand. He's forced Ron and Julia, and he's played that perfectly. That was a perfect way to play a tribal for the jury.
This last episode,
same again. It could have gone either way. Great gamble. He didn't need to do it. Yeah. Took the punt because Aurora's expendable.
Exactly.
It worked out. It became another 2 back-to-back A+ tribal strategic plays.
Well, I don't think he played strategically in the first one. I think he just had to play the way he played, right? But in this one, he's actually made a move, and it's a big move. Right?
Yeah,
he actually played a strategy this time.
Okay, yeah, so right? Yes, he had to play the idol, and he was always going to play the idol last time. And he has to play it next week, and that's not, you're right, that's not strategy. However, the way he played it, the way he played the jury, last week, the way he played the jury was brilliant.
That was okay. Look, I don't mind his talking. Like I said last week, his talking was brilliant.
And that falls in line with strategy. However, when he is safe, to turn the power.
No, that's right.
That's a heavy strategy.
That's what I mean. This episode is where he actually stood out and said, look, this is my strategy. And he put it out there for the jury to see. This is my strategy, right? And they watched it work.
Yeah.
They saw it perform flawlessly, right? It didn't matter what the other 5 players were doing.
No.
Right? He said to them, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And they watched it happen. And that is just the way to get $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So whether or not what I mean is if you brought Rick back, I haven't been impressed with Rick as a game player because all he's ever really done was hooked up with with Dave, right? And apart from that, he's tried to vote with the numbers. Like he's believed Ron.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he's fallen on the wrong side. That's his biggest flaw.
He's got a poor strategic sense, I think. Maybe it's sharpening up now.
Yeah, but maybe this is the thing. There's so many aspects to strategic, social, and physical.
Yeah,
because physical. Yeah, he's not a challenge. He's not a challenge beast.
Oh no,
however,
I disagree. He's won 3.
He's won 3. Yeah, but.
He's competing against Aurora.
Yeah, I know, but you look at him and you're like, oh, this guy isn't a challenge beast.
No, you look at him and you think that, but that's what I mean. He's still performing like that.
And then because then you also looked at War Dog and gone, this guy's going to be a killer, and he was hopeless.
Right. But what I mean is like, if Aurora isn't winning, Rick is right on her tail. Like you know what?
But you know what it is, and this is the thing. Like because physically, he probably doesn't have what he definitely doesn't have what a Joe has. However, what I think it is a determination to win. Like if he doesn't, he's playing for more than everyone else. He's leaving nothing to
determination. You know, if Aurora beats him, it's only by a small amount, right? And
sheer willpower. That's what I want.
Exactly. He's fighting spirit.
Yeah, and that's him running through the jungle And everyone's like, we can't keep up with him.
I
How
love
can
that
you not keep up with Rick?
Yeah, I know, but I love the way he was just running them ragged. Yeah, there's 5 other people there, whether he's running them ragged through the jungle.
And there's different elements of the physical threat. The
Yeah,
strategic threat, yes, he's fallen on the wrong side, and his strategic game has flaws.
Yeah, it does.
His social game has flaws. His physical game everything has flaws about his game. However, his strengths are outweighing his flaws.
At the moment, because of the situation he's in. And that's what I mean, like, as we've talked about previously, if somebody actually disarmed him and said, no, you're safe now, that gameplay would disappear.
Yeah, he wouldn't need to feel like that. And that's when you strike. You can make someone feel comfortable, then get rid of them. Stop trying to make them feel... Yeah.
None of them have thought of it. Like, why isn't Gavin and Lauren sitting there going, if we made Rick feel comfortable, he wouldn't be doing this.
It makes no sense. It's like...
That's right.
It's just such an easy way to go, okay... make him feel safe.
Exactly.
Sting when he's not expecting it.
Like
make him drop his guard.
Keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, and no one's doing that. And what instead they're doing is they get to tribal and they go, God damn it, Jeff, he won again.
Yeah, I know.
That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to... Don't.
That's right. Don't do that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, why are you building him up in front of the jury? It's insane.
It's just and Rick's just going, bring it on. I'll take it.
Exactly.
This is the role.
You notice he was just sitting there all silent while they're all basically singing his accolades.
Yeah,
I was
if you can keep, and that's the thing, if you keep playing at that level, he's a shoo-in.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's not a shoo-in. It's most of it's them.
I know. That's what I said. That like last week, it was all them. Like Rick, from an outside eye. Rick is easy to... You could manipulate Rick easy because he's fallen on the wrong side. He hasn't had the awareness of where the votes are going.
Ever.
Like a lot of the time. A lot of crucial votes, he's been on the wrong side.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, in that respect, strategically, you could outplay
you can
against
outplay
Rick.
him if you get him into think mode rather than determined to win mode.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
You can outthink him. But they've got him in... I need to win.
Yeah,
I need
survival
to
mode.
Survival mode.
He's just playing with a bunch of nitwits.
Well, this is the thing. Their strategic play's been pretty poor all round. Yes. Every one of them. None of the people who are left have the capability to disarm him at this stage.
No. Well, it's way too late.
Yeah, it's way too late. They've already given him $1 million.
Yeah.
It's rare.
The only thing is as long as he can navigate the returnee vote.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's the one vote. If he can win that, but
he just needs to make 4, and I think he. Well, this is the thing though. Have we ever seen him make fire?
You don't really see that going through.
No, but we know who makes the fire. Like we've seen Aurora making the fire and stuff like that. Right?
Look, let's just put it out there. Rick probably would know, and I reckon he's practicing.
Well, no, we've seen plenty of people fail on fire, mate.
Yeah, I know, but Rick.
But you would think
Rick's clever enough to know how he's got to survive. I'm sure he's clever enough to know I should be making some fire.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I do.
I'm not.
He's all the way through.
Oh no! Look, he's got a 50-50 chance if he makes it to 4.
Yeah, 100%.
Because guaranteed, Gavin Victoria.
No, if he makes it to 5, he's got a 50-50 chance.
No, he has to win one more.
If he makes it to 5 with his idol.
That's
what I'm saying. If he can navigate this next tribal as a crucial tribal,
that's right.
With whoever comes back in or however that plays out, we don't know how it's going to play out.
He's got an idol. It's really the one after he has to navigate. The 5. At 5, he has to navigate 5. He has to either get an idol immunity or else he's out.
I just think you'd want to keep. This is probably what I think. I'd want to be trying to navigate 6 before and keep my idol for 5. No, but I'd be wanting to keep my idol for 5.
Oh no, but how's he? Well,
I don't know how he could.
Well, this is the thing. If he wins immunity at 6, like he did this time,
of course,
then he's fine.
He's fine, but
what I mean is he needs an idol or immunity, one more idol or immunity.
But does the returnee and Julia
and Rick
against the other 3? Does that?
Well, then that's rocks.
Or does that cause a bit of confusion where?
Well, that's the thing. They can go to Victoria or Lauren. Well, let's just say for the sake of argument, let's just say Kelly comes back in, right? For the sake of argument, right? Well, if she got together with Julie and Rick, Lauren would probably go along.
Yeah.
All right. On the other hand, let's say Eric gets back in.
Yeah.
He's got an instant with Julie because that used to be his partner, and they could form up with Rick
Yeah.
So there's
or
several-
do they just continue on the same path of us 5 against Rick again?
Well, that's the thing. I think it depends on who comes back in. Like Ron, if Ron came back in, he would be with Julie. Probably not. He'd probably just go with Gavin and Victoria in that. I'm trying to think of anybody on who would come back in that would.
And Aurora.
Aurora's going to just do what she did
before.
right?
It's predictable.
It's pointless bringing her in.
Joe.
Joe, look, where would Joe fall? I think he would be tempted to probably go with Julie and.
See, Joe's strategic game is
Pretty
weak.
poor.
So we could almost guess that Joe is almost going to side with Rick because he really likes watching Rick succeed and win.
Yeah,
And he might just fall into that.
whereas we know with Dave, right? Dave would be interesting. Dave wouldn't necessarily go with Rick. He would definitely go up to Rick and go, "Hey, buddy, I'm back," right? But we know Dave well enough to know he would probably try to think of another way through.
Here's the thing, though.
He knows what I mean is Dave would know he has to get rid of Rick.
Yeah,
But he wouldn't do it the way they're doing it.
But they also know that the odds of them coming back in at 6, winning $1 million out against any of them.
Well, you got to try though.
You got to try. That's true. You got to try.
You got to try. Look at Rick's trying, right?
Yeah.
And everything's against him.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I mean. Like whoever comes back in, they've got to try, whether it's Aubrey or whoever.
It's going to be tricky, but that's really all I have.
Yeah, that's me too. It was the Rick Show.
Yeah, great.
Welcome to the Rick Show.
It was great. Awesome. I can't wait for the finale.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye.